Good evening, my dear people. Good evening to you all, wherever you may be right now. Maybe in Biafra land, maybe in Nigeria. It could be any other part of Africa. Of course, it could be any other part of the world. Wherever you are, we are saying good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on the time zone. Ikenna Obibi Egon is my name, from the satellite station of the Voice of Biafra International, Germany. We are broadcasting to you right now, live and direct. Joining me in this evening's broadcast are members of the crew, gentlemen of no mean repute, patriotic gentlemen who always sacrifice their sleep, more especially our brother in Japan, Echezana, who right now, between 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., is already awake to discuss with our people on the way forward. We thank him 1,000 times. To other notable members of the crew who always sacrifice their businesses to be with us for the interest of our people, we thank you 1,000 times. To Jude Chijoke, to Ube Maslinos, to Louis Response, to Sonny Bobo Emmanuel, to Sunday Oti, name them, Chid Chid, Ozronye Francis, Ugoji Valentine, and very many others. Of course, the ladies in our midst. Chinelo is there, Sandra is there, and equally Vivian is there. All of them members of the crew, not just of the Voice of Biafra International, but equally the Biafra Broadcasting Authority. What a wonderful team! We are here this evening to discuss important issues. Before I introduce it to you all, fellow compatriots, let me give the noble opportunity to my members of the crew to say hello to all of you who are regular listeners, not minding those who quite understand the noble ventures of our discourse, yet they prefer to cast aspersions. I am, of course, talking to those members of the IPOB who have gone adrift, who are now lost, who are now cast away in the dark regions of the Biafra land, unknown to them where to be, where to go, and what to do. Since their own commander-in-chief and whatever he was called in those, God forbid. Let me not go too far in that. We are rather telling them there is a gate open right now at the bim-massob headquarters. By extension, the Biafra headquarters. Those returnees from IPOB, instead of casting aspersion, we ask you, come back to the fold. Let me move on to Jude Chijoke, who has been away for long. Jude Chijoke has an explanation to offer to us why he has been missing in action. Jude Chijoke, over to you. As you say, welcome to our people. Tell us why you have been missing in action. Jude Chijoke, over to you. We quite understand that there is always a poor network services in Nigeria. Whenever we call anybody and we cannot hear the person's voice, bear with us. It could be due to network wahala. This is the Nigerian setting. Jude Chijoke, are you there with us? If Jude Chijoke is not there, let me see if Ignatius Ubamba is there. Is Ignatius there? I cannot hear you well. If Ignatius, we cannot hear his voice, Echezana Udeze, right away in Japan. Echezana, over to you. The communication is too poor today. Sonny Emmanuel, are you there equally? Yeah, I must be frank with all of you. Nigeria's rickety communication problem is affecting our connectivity. If you're able to establish a better contact with us, tell us where you are, tell us your name, and we shall appreciate it all. From the satellite station of the Voice of Biafra International, Germany, we are broadcasting to you. HS now there's a Japan. Over to you. But honestly, HS now we cannot get you clear at all. We cannot get you HS now. I don't know why.
Oh.
Let me see if I can call through another channel on our BBA line. Let me see. Just wait a bit. Let me connect gentlemen from there. If I can get you, whether that one will be better through BBA. Yeah. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, I know you can hear me anywhere, but the problem is that I cannot hear any of you. Ignatius Igwamba is there, I cannot hear him. Jude Chijoke is there, I cannot hear him. Chazama equally is there, Sonny Iman and Wabisi, and very many others are on the screen right now waiting. But because of Nigeria's rickety communication problems, we have been affected. Who is online? Let us hear your voice.
Oh.
Oh, unfortunately, I cannot get any of you loud and clear. Let me move on. Fellow Biafrans, remember that few days ago, we were here on our station discussing important things that affect Biafrans and the Nigerians generally. But we were quite specific on Biafra interests. What were those things? How best to patronize Biafra-made products. We were unambiguous on that, even few days after, while broadcasting live on our Biafra Broadcasting Authority. Our guest speakers equally emphasized on that for us to move forward as a nation, as a Biafran state, we must depend on Biafran-made products. We enumerated a good number of them to the chagrin, to the clarity of those who were quite listening, and to God be the glory that many of them indeed appreciated the topic of our discourse. How best to patronize Biafra-made products. We mentioned innocent motives, encouraging all our fellow Biafrans to, from this day onwards, place order on Innocent Motors Limited, and you shall get it immediately. We would want a situation where, instead of applying to other countries of the world to import their vehicles, it would be proper for us, and better of course anyway, to move down to Nnewi and patronize Innocent Motors. We are trying to discuss with Innocent Motors. The Biafran government is trying to discuss with Innocent Motors on how to manufacture affordable vehicles for the rural people, to enable them ride new vehicles instead of depending on Tokumbo. The Biafran government is right now, let me say about now, discussing with Innocent Motors. We want something new in Biafra land, not something used, not Tokumbo. After we discussed much on Innocent Motors Limited, we talked about Ibeto Cement, that from now onwards, it becomes a, let me say, a mark of unpatriotism. If any Biafran should skip Ibeto Cement to buy Dangote Cement. We are the builders, we are the contractors, we are the owners. We would want a situation where Ibeto Cement is used to construct every road, every house in Biafra land, instead of depending on Dangote Cement at exorbitant prices. We are not unaware that federal government of Nigeria offered monopolistic license to to Dangote Cement to provide the enabling use of cement in the entire Nigerian state. We are saying no to that. That from this day, it becomes a mark of unpatriotism. It becomes un-Biafran. If you skip Ibeto cement to purchase Dangote cement, you shall not be doing justice to Biafran economy. We want our people to patronize what we have. Buy Dangote, Ibeto cement. Dangote cement uses its trailers to kill our people day in, day out. We must say no to that. Come back home. Buy Ibeto cement. Forget Dangote cement. Buy Innocent Motors. Forget any other imported manufacturer. From there, let us move on. Let us move on to Aba, fellow compatriots. We are asking our fellow Biafrans. That is the reason why we keep on emphasizing on this. We want to make sure that we grow the Biafran economy under the bim-massob family, led by Dr. Chief Ralph Wazirike, the Biafran president. Take it or leave it, it's incontestable. He is now advising, don't forget, whatever we are saying now is the dictate of Chief Dr. Ralph Wazirike. We are acting under his own auspices. That from now onwards, it becomes a mark of unpatriotism for any Biafran to skip Ibeto cement to think of Dangote cement. When we would have exhausted Ibeto cement, we cannot think of Dangote. But for now, let us think home. Let us think Biafra. Let us think of the self first. America thinks of America first. Germany thinks of Germany first. Why can't we Biafrans equally think of Biafra first by patronizing Biafra-made products? Now we are in Aba, the home of manufacture. In this particular city of Biafra land, go there. What cannot you find in better quality? The Biafran shoe is the best any part of the world. If you go to Aba, you will buy any type of designer shoe. Far, far more better, comfortable than what you might find in Italy, in France, in any other Western countries. Go to Aba and make available your shoes. We are now asking every Biafran, even your wears, let me say shirts and shoes and what have you, trousers, name them. Go to Aba. Our textile industries in Biafra land are right now functioning. Move down to Aba and buy made in Biafran clothes and shoes. We are using this particular medium, this very opportunity to inform every Biafran into manufacture or designing. Send us what you can do for Biafra and for Biafrans, and we shall advertise it for you free of charge. Let me repeat with emphasis. If you're a Biafran, send us copy of what you can manufacture or invent in Biafra land, or even what you can discover. Send us information. We are here to market it. We are here to market you. We are here to advertise everything for the interest of our people free of charge. Remember, whatever we do, we don't collect money from anybody. We don't tax anybody. We don't ask anybody to pay us dues. Here in Voice of Biafra International and the Biafra Broadcasting Authority. We don't do those things. We are self-sufficient. That is what makes us a voice of the people. If you are in Aba, tell us, send us what you can do, and we shall advertise everything for you here free of charge. This is what we are saying. We want to encourage Biafra-made products. Anything Biafran, we are here to encourage. We are here not to insult anybody, not even anybody's sensibility. We are not here to cast aspersions. We are not here to abuse any Biafran like all these fabricated IPOB boys do by insulting anything good about Biafra, by castigating anything good about the bim-massob family. The reason is because they have jammed the rock. They have nowhere to go. They are lost. They are drowned. They are now groping in the dark. And due to frustration, due to enabling frustration, they are here to talk rubbish. We are rather praying for them that they might be recovered from the height of madness to the height of better reasoning. A prayer for IPOB boys. Oh God, forgive them all their atrocities and make them human beings and think of Biafra again. To God be the glory. From the satellite station Voice of Biafra International. Let me go back again to the members of the crew and know who are present and see equally if Nigeria's rickety communication problem has improved. Jude Chijoke, are you there? Let us hear your voice. Echezana Udeze, you are there. Ignatius Igwemba, Sonny Emmanuel, you are there. Anybody we can hear his voice, let us hear you more and more. Oh, the problem is still persisting. Yeah, it's not clear at all. Honestly, it is never clear. Not even from Japan, not even from Lagos, not even from Biafra land. The communication problems here continue to affect our connectivity. It's quite unfortunate. I wouldn't attribute sabotage to it. Rather, I am saying Nigeria is going nowhere. Who is online with us? Yeah, so we go on.
Yeah. Go back. And they said, let's what there is thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sonny. Even though we didn't hear you very well, but we quite understand that you are greeting our fellow Biafrans and welcoming them to this particular evening's broadcast. So, thank you very much for being with us, Sonny. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sorry for that particular disturbance. So we are on the line. Judy Chijoka, are you also with us? Sunday Oti, are you there? Okay, Judy Chijoka, I can hear your voice.
Okay. But
oh, we cannot hear you at all. We cannot make a word of what you are saying. We are indeed sorry. I will still proceed. At any time the connectivity is very clear, we shall hear your voices. From Biafra land, the communication is poor. From Nigeria, it is poor. From Japan, it is poor. From every part of the globe, it is poor. Who is to blame? I don't know. What we are saying, patronize Biafran made products and we shall be grateful. Patronize the farmer, buy his cassava, buy his yam, buy his cocoa yam. Buy all the fruits from Biafra land. Let us encourage ourselves into productivity. Let us provide sufficient food for our own people. Let us tell the world that we are capable of feeding ourselves instead of depending on food importation from abroad. Our Abakaliki rice is there for us. Let us eat it. This is the emphasis. Of course, in Enugu, we have the coal that can generate electricity. In the coming days, we are going to dwell extensively on this particular topic. It is time for us to encourage Biafra because Biafra is on the doorsteps. It is time for us now to encourage made in Biafra products for the whole world to come and purchase from us. We cannot continue to depend on foreign importation while bringing down the Biafran economy. Enough is enough. To God be the glory. Even the Alibo Development Foundation under Professor Uzodin Mangwala is equally in this particular regard, trying to see ways of making sure that we in Biafra land depend on Biafran made products. How do we survive? This is the topic of the day. We are here to discuss, to gather our people together because Biafra has come. And indeed it has come. Let me know who is online. But please let me appeal to members of the crew. Mind whatever you are doing because touching players or cups or whatever indeed is dangerous.
is very, very material. Some fans call me, so the others who refer to me as a apostle of gospel. When the winner grabs it up, he makes the loser look so small. When the winner grabs it up, he makes the loser stand so small.
It's unfortunate. There are still people in this modern time who do not understand what is meant by encouraging homemade products. There must be a kind of funeral for such people. One man, I don't know if I will call him a gentleman, David Chinenye. One Mr. Man called David Chinenye is saying, we have not got Biafra, and we are talking about Biafra made products. That is the height of insensibility. That reveals the person's vacuous mind. It reveals this gentleman's vacuous mind that he is empty upstairs. How could somebody say, unless Biafra is pronounced, we cannot encourage homemade products? It's quite unfortunate. I pity him. I'll come back to him. Let me take a caller. Hello, our caller online. Your name and where you are calling from, please.
Great man.
I salute
Great
you.
man.
Only God is great.
I'm calling from Lagos.
In the world.
You got to bring Madama. And the flag, it didn't like AU headquarters. Hello?
Oh, Anamani Hineku.
I want to bring Mama Biafra flag. I want to bring Mama Biafra flag, it didn't like AU.
I get you next week. We can have baga. Makana and the artist design here, and then you go have the contract. Extend gum the contract to the artist print here. Hagen what up to 10 copies. I wanna hang what I say here. I am with your send the as soon as I send the I can make on your mana. Yes.
Okay.
How would the artist design here and kind of chasing? So many an appointment on Tuesday. Ngari weekend what the copies. Then I forward the year.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much. So, I was discussing an issue. One man who belongs to IPOB, there are certain times I begin to wonder, what set of human beings are they? We are talking about encouraging Biafran made products. How we can depend on Biafran shoes manufactured in Aba, Biafran wares and what have you. How to buy Ibeto cement instead of Dangote, how to buy innocent motors. And a member of IPOB, dwindling IPOB RBL, is saying, how can we be patronizing Biafran made products when we have not gotten Biafra yet? You can imagine how empty his brain is. You can imagine how vacuous his own brain is. So, I don't know. How can somebody think that before you patronize Biafra made products, you must first of all get Biafra? That is the height of insensibility. That tells you the caliber of people we are here talking about Biafra with. Unfortunately, there must be a funeral for this gentleman called the Chinenye whoever. In other words, we shouldn't manufacture shoes in Aba or our shares or whatever just because Nigeria Biafra has not been pronounced. It is quite unfortunate. Yes, that is it. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So,
No kakokazinjo. Mapya delowa deluka amago nyesikibia. Iro dino na irawa banisi ayamage produce. Ya bawara mepe ya. Ayamago para geku. Ajero kachiburu ko ajero jaranja. Iro dino na irawa banisi mega wa mebo. Ajero jamaro Ubajero shirika. Yamawara mewe naya. Yabawara mewe naya. Yamawara mewe naya. Yabawara mewe naya. Garandi ni jindara dare mazuka ndike faziro. Ndine kumaka ubiri mubiki hakanani. Garandi ke faziro. Garanti tobo makopopo. Yabawara mewe naya. Aga magubara gebu naya. Ajero borena sanjebu siya puno. Ajero michironyo chineke porozi bobo yanago. Ajero michironyo chineke porozi nyebo yanasi. Ajero michironyo chineke terima kwaya mbonesi.
Thank you very much, of course. Ifa Yuchuku, you are there, as well as Ugola Chidera Lawrence for putting us through. These gentlemen are trying to inform us that in Enugu we have aluminium roofing and we produce all these things. We are hereby encouraging every Biafran to move down to Enugu. If you are building any house, go to Enugu and purchase made in Biafra aluminium. It is the best and it protects us from heavy downpour. It protects us from heavy storms. It lasts eternal. Infinity is the word. We would want a situation where we continue to depend on Biafran-made products. Eat Biafran food. Take the Biafran fruits. Take the Biafran vegetables. Anything Biafran. Take the original Biafran honey. It is the best. Stop depending on ShopRite from South Africa. It cannot help us. How can we be patronizing ShopRite when the Biafran food industry is there? Let us patronize the farmer. The average woman in the village, let us buy vegetables from her. The average cultivator in the village, let us buy his fruits or her fruits. Biafran mango is the sweetest. Biafran orange is the sweetest. Biafran pawpaw is the sweetest. Biafran cashew, even the cashew nut is the sweetest. Biafran potato is the sweetest. Let us buy from Biafran land. By so doing, we create employment opportunities for our people and provide food sufficiency for our teeming population. This is what we are saying. We cannot continue calling ourselves a nation, and yet we continue to depend on food importation from foreign countries. It is not enough to be shouting of referendum when the Biafran state is already there. If you see our screen, you will see Republic of Biafra. Biafra already is in existence. I cannot understand the reason why some of these modern day RBL boys could be shouting of referendum instead of going to their farms to produce food for Biafran people. We are asking them, join the winning team, join the members of the bim-massob family, join Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike, join us on Voice of Biafra International at all times, join us on Biafra Broadcasting Authority. We lead, others follow. For somebody to be saying, how can we buy shoes from above when Biafra is not there? That person reveals that he is a son of nobody at all. He's a son of nobody. Let us move down to Enugu and purchase made in Biafran aluminium and build our houses for us to be protected from the stormy rain. Members of the crew, anybody available now? I'm still waiting for members of the crew. If they are there, the network is still affecting everything.
Igbo bịara kele ihu n'ihe chọrọ ịhụnanya. Ndị mụ na ha bịara bụba na ahụhụ ihe chọrọ ịhụnanya. Ire otu na nkewa akpọmasị mere n'iru jụrụ ya ọsọ. Ire otu na nkewa akpọmasị mere n'ihu azụ. Bịa gbawara m egwu ịhụnanya. Ịhụnanya agapịlọ chọrọ ịma ego si bịa ọjụghị onye mụrụ gị. Agapịlọ chọrọ ịmago n'ime ọ bụghị ihe ọ jụrụ. Ihe ọ chọrọ ịma bụ otu isi eme. Ihe masịrị ya bụ onye na-efe. Ọ masịrị ya bụ onyinye amara Chineke nyere. Ọ bụ ya masịrị ya. Bịa gbawara m egwu ịhụnanya. Bịa gbawara m egwu ịhụnanya. Kemgbe m bịara ụwa, aka m ahụghị ihe ka ịhụnanya. Kemgbe m bịara ụwa, aka m erighị ihe ọ bụ ka olileanya. Onye riri ihe karịrị olileanya ya mikorikọ ma o kwesịna. Onye hụrụ ihe karịrị olileanya ya mikorikọ ma o kwesịna do. Ya gbawara m egwu ịhụnanya. Aga m agụkwara gị egwu olileanya. Gbawara m egwu
salvation, the joy of deliverance, the joy of salvation. I have a joy, the joy of salvation, the joy of deliverance, joy every day. I have a joy, the joy of salvation, the joy of deliverance, the joy of salvation. I have a joy, the joy of salvation, the joy of deliverance, joy every day.
Now we are talking about Biafra, and Biafra encompasses a lot. It's quite unfortunate we cannot take calls from members of the crew. I don't know what is happening. HS nowadays, are you there with us right now? It's quite unfortunate. Now we are talking about Biafra this evening. Let us make a focus.
No.
Yeah, HS, I hear you, but it's not clear at all.
What problem?
Honestly, I can't understand what has been happening since 2 days now. People try to call us on Facebook Messenger, it's not going through. But when they call on direct line, it is loud and clear. The problem could be from Facebook. You know, the traffic is too much. I quite understand. You know, in the past, we used to start a bit late, but I don't know what's happening. Even a few days ago, when we were online on BBA, the service was very, very poor. I don't know. We have to blame it on Facebook. I must be honest with you. Now, we are talking about Biafran materials, Biafran issues, Biafran determination. Let us say something a bit. The Nigerian government does not want to hear the name Biafra. The Nigerian people do not want the existence of Biafra and Biafrans. Anything Biafra is giving them sleepless nights. That is why there is a conspiracy against my people to make sure they bring us down for us not to progress economically by all standards. But unfortunately for them, and most fortunately for us, the more they try to suppress us, the more we grow, the more we progress. Let us take, for example, look at as big as Nigeria is, a dying elephant, boneless elephant. Nigeria has only one existing seaport in Lagos. Forget Tinkan or Apapa, is still within 500 meters range. Only one seaport in the entire Nigerian Federation. The Hausas and the Yorubas conspired against Biafra to make sure that the Calabar seaport wouldn't function. To make sure that Port Harcourt Airport wouldn't function. to make sure again, that Warri Airport, Seaport rather, wouldn't function, and to make sure that Onitsha Inland Port wouldn't function. It is a conspiracy against Biafra. Calabar Seaport is not functioning. Port Harcourt Seaport, Warri Seaport, and Onitsha Inland Port, none of them is functioning just because of the conspiracy of the Yoruba and the Hausa people. They want to make sure that they bring down our economic activities. Not to think of that. There is no functional international airport. What do? Must we Biafrans wait for the outgoing Nigerian government to come and revitalize our seaports? This is where we are coming. Jude Chijoke, you are now welcome to the program. Hello, Jude Chijoke, you are right now on Skype with us.
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, good evening, fellow Biafrans. This is Jude Chijoke, and I am joining in from Lagos, Nigeria. I want to thank you all as you pay attention and listen. Thank you.
Jude, you have been missing in action for some time now, and the Biafrans have been asking, where is Jude Chijoke? Could you please excuse us why you have been failing or why you have been missing in action while our people have been looking for you?
Yeah, thank you very much, Ikenna. Well, it's due to some personal, matters, but by God's grace, it's under control. I believe by now I am a bit more free than as I usually be.
Thank you so much, Chijoke. You know, we are always here to encourage Biafra and Biafrans. How do we encourage Biafra and Biafrans? We are saying, those things we manufacture, we have in Biafra land, we shall start laying emphasis on them. As soon as we begin to lay emphasis on Biafra-made products, we are going to be helping the ordinary persons in the villages, in the communities, let me say in the hamlets. For example, a woman cultivates cassava. If we don't buy cassava from this woman, how can she survive? But when we forget all these things we import from abroad, chemicalized, let me use that word in parentheses, we fail to help the average woman in the village. When we buy garri or cassava and eat, we become strong. We help this woman, we encourage her. When we buy yam and even convert it to samovita and what have you, pounded yam, we are encouraging our fathers and our grandfathers in the villages. These things contain good starch, cocoyam, to help the average woman in the village. When we cultivate all these things, we harvest them, we use them to provide food in sufficient quantity for the benefits of our people. It is a height of unpatriotism against Biafra when you forget what we have in Biafra land and continue to depend on what we have abroad. Look at our women, our girls, modern day students, our sisters, our daughters. They now think of only Indomie, macaroni. Just imagine that. That is why they cannot read again. They can't even read a paragraph of a textbook without falling asleep. Because when they fail to eat Biafra-made goods, depending on foreign importation, how can they have the vitamins to survive tedious activities academic-wise? Forget Indomie, forget macaroni, forget all these things. They are not African, they are not Biafran. Eat what we have. God in his own infinite mercy gave us our own type of food we have to eat in Biafra land to survive. When you eat all these things that are imported from abroad, do not forget that they make all these things subject to their own climatic conditions. There are certain chemicals they put in it, because of the cold here, extreme cold, rigors of extreme cold. There is a type of food they prepare for themselves. All the leftovers, they pour them to Africa. We continue to run after them using ShopRite and what have you. Chinese people continue to bring them to Biafra land. When we eat them, we are rushed to emergency sections of the hospitals. What is to happen? We fall sick, we wouldn't last long, and we continue to die just because the type of food we eat is not compliant to our own climatic conditions. My grandfather ate yam, cocoyam, and cassava and lived 125 years. My maternal and paternal grandmoms ate cassava, yam, cocoyam, and what have you, and lived 105 years each. We used to drink our palm wine raw from the yield. Even raffia wine is there. When we drink all these things, we have enough starch, we have enough energy, we have enough use in us, and we are ready to survive the sunshine from morning till noon and from noon till evening. Let us stop drinking all these types of beer and alcohol imported from abroad. Let us concentrate on what we have. We can even use raffia wine or palm wine to get our own brand of wine or alcohol. My grandfather used to convert 4-day wine, palm wine, into alcohol. We used to drink it. It used to give us strong health. What has become of our people? Why must we forget what we have locally to depend only on what we cannot manufacture, only what we can import? We don't know the chemical composition. What has gone wrong with the modern day Biafran? We must go to Italy to buy shoes, spending all the monies we have made for the whole year. One pair of shoes, we are spending 100,000, 90,000, 80,000. Instead of going to Abba to spend only 10,000 and get the equivalent of what we can get from Italy and France. Tell me what? In Abba, our textile industries are functioning 24 hours. You go there and get the best materials. Why then must we fly to Brussels to get materials for us to wear? We have forgotten to understand that most of these wares are made subject to the climatic conditions here. Why then must we bring this into Biafra land where the climate is entirely different? We ask you, it is a height of unpatriotism if you fail to patronize made in Biafra products. And we are telling all Biafrans, tell us what we can do for Biafra. We are prepared to advertise it for you free of charge. We cannot collect a dime from you. We are not RBL. Tony Offo is reminding us that Niger Sem Cement Company at Nkalago will soon come into existence. To God be the glory. Whenever we are home in Biafra land, Niger Sem Cement Company at Nkalago will become fruition once again. It will continue to complement Ibeto Cement to provide the needed cement we need in Biafra land. So we are encouraging every Biafran, think Biafran, Biafra first, and not any other country. Even from far away Germany, we are talking about Biafra. Let us go back home and take the fruits, not the canned one. Some of our people, especially all these our girls, they drink juice. What type of juice? What chemical do you take? It's quite unfortunate. But when we have our orange, our mango, our pineapple, our banana, our avocado pear, pawpaw is there, and name them. The Biafran girl wouldn't like to take all these things raw. She would rather prefer to open a sachet of orange, mango, or whatever juice whose chemical composition she does not understand. After drinking that, she will continue to complain of typhoid, of malaria, of whatever stomach ache over there. At times, these things cause infertility, both in man and woman. Why then must we continue to drink what we don't know their chemical compositions? Why can't we think of Biafra, produce it locally, supervise it, to make sure that we have the best that can even feed the entire world. The Biafran product is the best. Tell us what you can do, and we advertise it for you. I am still contacting the members of the crew to know those who are present. Chijoke, over to you. Do you have anything to contribute about making sure we eat Biafran food, which is the best for us?
Yes, thank you very much, Ikenna. First of all, I am impressed that such a topic, is being discussed, because a lot of Biafrans have been, wondering, as in guessing how can we, put our program right on the floor for them
Yes,
to
so
see.
Chief Dr. Rafu Wazika has asked us to begin now to promote Biafran made products because Biafra is virtually there.
Exactly. So a lot of people have been asking this question: where do we start from? Sometimes when you want to emphasize a bit, they first of all tell you that when we don't love ourselves. I told them those are not the issue for now. What we should be saying now is, how do we grow our economy? How do we encourage our own to ensure that we start from home? Because home is all. Home is where every person who is serious in whatever he or she is doing must start from home, from the grassroots. And I'm very happy that the issue of cassava, yam, cocoyam, palm oil, beans, palm wine, a lot of other items, things that we are locally, that comes from Biafran land, that is being encouraged at this particular time. I think it is a very good topic. I will always advise that we should start patronizing our own. Like you said, when you go to the villages, you will notice that there is always different kinds of markets, market days where people brings out all their farm produce, and this is where the game begins. When you don't have, for example, rice, you go there, you pick up rice. People that doesn't have beans go take their beans to the market. They sell the same of their beans. They buy rice. People that doesn't have cassava sell rice or beans and then bring up rice. I think that is where the business of the day starts. And in the area of growing it in a bigger way, it is only have to be encouraged, just like as we are doing right now, encouraging people to do what? To bring whatever they can produce. Any farm produce, even if it is in any part of the Biafran land, that you are producing any of these crops in larger quantity, I think we can be able to, run the advert, like you said. We are going to run it free, so people can know where to locate, where they can, get this farm produce, so they don't become a totally waste. For example, there is a lot of other leaves, like all these scent leaves, curry leaves, bitter leaves, which I know that there is so much abundance of them in Biafra land. And these leaves are so medicinal that if it can be well packaged, we can also, export it out of Biafra land, and it will bring in foreign exchange. I think it is a very quite interesting topic, most especially on the area of the juice area, the pineapples, orange, banana, mango, guavas, and the other fruits are all there in Biafra land. So if I can continue on and on, but the most important thing is that the bim-massob family have opened the ground, and they have started telling Biafrans to patronize made in Biafran products. I think that is where the game begins. And we are going to emphasize more on this. And I think I'm going to, write more on this and share to public, because this is what Biafrans we're expecting from us. It's not just to come online and castigate, insult people and all what have you. But I thank God that this topic is here, so I think we'll be able to do more justice to the topic as time goes on. In the area of shoes, like you've emphasized, belts, materials which are used in making most of our native wares, which we normally put on to various occasions. Because as time goes on, we are going to be producing our own wares. We are not going to be importing. We are going to grow our own economy and ensure that our money remains with us. That is the number one way to ensure that your money has weight.
Now, excuse me, you continue. Just like we are saying, can come here to see, but can no. And when I'm going through, because I get information from different parts of the world, from our people, from time to time. So, and when a former fee was sent the rock on our back on a bed, and Ojiri Aqua Emrenaba, Bia, door jacket, a kind of dry suit. Gile Yanya, you condemn what you have, we buy from Italy or France. Ojiri Aqua Emrenaba made this suit. Already, sent come information. See the gentleman. Okay, with copies of it. The many advertised for our people to buy. Given how this gentleman designed it, to be honest with you, you will feel proud being a Biafran. So when we have our people who are into such things, we are prepared to encourage them to advertise for them free of their voice belongs to the people. We advertise for them free of charge. We are not charging our people. We want to make sure we encourage our people. This is what Chief Dr. Wazika is saying. Use this, help our people to market their products. This is what we are saying. Jude, over to you once again.
Yeah, and thank you very much, Ikenna. Like you just said, it is when you see most of these products that were made in probably China, Italy, and Turkey, or what have you, it is mostly the same Biafrans that moved over there. They were all employed, trained, given some training. They are the ones that still make most of those shirts, clothes that you think that that is made by white men. It is still our people that are doing these jobs over there. So most of them can go there and have this training, comes back home and may ensure that the raw material that is used in producing those shirts, what have you, most of the wares are being brought out from Biafran land. I think this is where that matters most. Like also in the area of transport, because we all know that we can't do without transport but to ensure that Biafra grows in the area of like the transportation, in terms of car produce and buses, tricycle, motorcycle, bicycle, and so far it has to do with transportation. All these products can be produced right there in Biafran land, used in Biafran land, and our economy is going to be the best for it. I think we are going to emphasize more on this particular product and then encourage more people to bring in their products for advert. I think with time we are going to bring out more ways to emphasize, because a lot of people need to bring in their product. There is a lot of products here that can be produced, that have been manufactured, but they don't have a way of advertise. They don't have a way of enlightening the people, telling the people what they can do or what they have done. That probably because of no sponsor or because of no one can be able to air it or showcase it to the public, and eventually the idea is just there, sitting there right there with him or her. But today, with more adverts, we are going to get those products and then bring it online. I think by then we are going to be emphasizing more on it, because it is all about Biafra. It is all about patronizing Biafra, growing Biafran economic. Our currency is going to be strong if we patronize and start from home. I think I will cut it from here, so you can be able to
honestly,
make some other points on it.
Honestly, you hit the nail on the head. There are certain Biafran vegetables and what have you mentioned. Some of these things are indeed medicinal. I think you mentioned something like scent also, and when can I You know, some of
Exactly.
these things, if we have them, we can help our people create market here in Europe. Many of us abroad depend on African food, Biafran food for survival. Let me confess to all of you now. Many of us in diaspora depend on Biafran food for survival. Anytime anyị fụrụ onye na-esi Biafra land abata Europe, anyị sị na butere ya egusi Biafra, butere ya ogbono Biafra, wetara ya olugbo Biafra, ọha depending whether you're Anambra or Igbo. All these things we have in Biafra land, that's a big butere, because here is very, very costly. We can help our women and our fathers to create markets here in Europe. It's very, very costly. Last time I traveled from Owerri through Okigwe to Enugu, I was on Nsukka bound anyway. Along the roads, come and see cashew nuts littered everywhere. Come and see Biafran honey everywhere. These things can get us foreign revenue. In Europe here, they mix honey with sugar. And we die. But the Biafran honey is a type which Christ will say, a land that flows with milk and honey. It's unadulterated. When I came back from Biafra land to Europe last time, I came back with several liters of Biafran honey. When I came back to Europe, those who tasted it would say, oh, this is wonderful. Where did you get it? From Biafra land. Why can't we have people that can harness honey? We help them to create enabling market here in Europe for them to earn revenue. Cashew nut is very costly here in Europe. Before you enter any supermarket to buy cashew nuts, how much do you have? But between Okigwe, Enugu, Nsukka, you have cashew nuts wasted everywhere. Why can't we have farmers, young boys and girls, instead of loitering along the seas of Biafra land shouting referendum? Go and gather cashew nuts. We help you to create market in Europe. Let me address RBLIPOB limited boys and girls. Stop moving from place to place shouting referendum, referendum. Biafra had a referendum 1967 by the Eastern Consultative Assembly, which mandated Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu to declare the Biafra Republic. Ever since then, Biafra has been in existence. Even though at the time the word conspiracy put us in abeyance. Today we have resurrected like the phoenix, and nothing will stop our rising sun. So instead of moving up and down, thinking about referendum from last 3 years to last 2 years, from last 2 years to last year, from last year to this year, this motley crowd is still talking about referendum. I thought they said the referendum was a civil process and they cannot give us Biafra except violence. How come they have descended from the Olympia heights? They are not talking of referendum, begging the Nigerian government, the very group that said you don't beg for a freedom, you have to fight for it. How come they are no more fighting for freedom? They are now shameless and talking about referendum. And when we give them the opportunity, they come here and talk rubbish. They should go to Enugu axis, Nsukka axis, or Okigwe axis, and enter the farm, begin to pick cashew nuts. We shall help them to create markets here in Europe. They can also harness honey. Biafran honey is the best. Biafran onions is the best. If you taste onions from Biafra, there was one I harvested in Anambra State some few months ago. I tasted it, it was onions. When you are frying these Anambra onions, let me say, you know, not be work, now fry these onions. Somebody no oba will be, you know, perceiving the aroma. That is the best onions. The onions we have here in Europe has no taste. Let us cultivate and harvest onions in Biafra land. It is the best. The Biafran potato is the best. Everything Biafran. Let us talk about the governors. They are the criminals we have in our midst. Our governors get money from the federation account, especially what is called security vote. What do they do with this security vote? Everything goes into their pockets. Biafrans continue to die by installments. Let us think about Calabar Seaport, Port Harcourt Seaport, Warri, Onitsha Inland Port, Enugu International, Port Harcourt International, and then Margaret Ebo International Airport, Calabar. How many of them are functioning except Lagos and Abuja? Their governors are there. They know quite well the Nigerian government would not like to help Biafra. They want to bring us down economically. It's a conspiracy of the Yoruba and the Hausa. When these people have conspired against us, must we also conspire against ourselves? Imo State Governor is a thief. Enugu State Governor is a thief. Ebonyi State Governor is a thief. Anambra State Governor is a thief. Abia State Governor is a thief. Let us move down to Calabar, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Bayelsa, all of them. Why can't they contribute every state governor 100 million per annum, 100 million out of their budget per annum and develop Calabar Seaport? The second year, they first Port Harcourt Seaport. The third year, they first Warri Seaport. The fourth year, they check Enugu International Airport. The fifth year, they check what you have it, Port Harcourt International Airport, Calabar International Airport. We can be self-sufficient. We can help ourselves. After all, Imo, or rather, Samambakwe International Airport, which is not acting as international airport today, but rather as domestic terminal, was built by the contributions of the Imo people. We can replicate the same thing. Let every state governor, from their security vote in Biafra land, map out 100 million per annum. Let us begin now to develop Calabar, Port Harcourt, Warri, Onitsha inland ports. If we do all these things, we are going to create employment opportunities for the Biafran people. If we do all these things, all our importations will be coming to Port Harcourt, Calabar, Warri, or Onitsha inland port. Instead of stopping at Tinkan Island ports in Lagos or Apapa Wharf. Before we clear all these things, ferry them to Biafra land, there are a lot of mishaps. Then, the cost of importation increases. Who bears the consequences? The consumers, you and me. Why then can't we make sure that all our governors, from their security vote, from the budget they carry out every year, make sure we develop any of these seaports instead of depending on the Nigerian government that cannot help us?
Hello.
The caller online, good evening. Your name, where you are, tell us where you are calling from.
I'm calling from Biafra land.
Thank you very much. You are welcome to Voice of Biafra International Live Broadcast, coming to you from Germany.
Yes. How far?
Yes, we are here online. We are making a broadcast. Ihe anyị na-ekwu okwu ya bụ ote ndị Igbo, ndị Biafra gị hapụ gị iji na-azụ shoe from Italy, France, and any other place ka ha na-azụ shoe ebe na-aba. Ka anyị hapụ iji na-abịa abroad azụ ụgbọala, ka anyị gaa to Innocent Motors, discuss with him, ka ọ rụta ụgbọ gaa na-abara nwa ogbenye uru. Ka anyị na-azụrụba na-eji nwayọọ nwayọọ na-akwụ ụgwọ. Ka anyị na-agba all our businessmen, they should build houses and rent at cheaper costs to our people. We are talking of how to patronize homemade goods. Buy our vegetable from the market woman, our cassava, our potato, our cocoyam, our yam. Buy our pepper, all sorts of vegetables and fruits from the market woman and encourage their productivity. This is what we are saying. When we begin to depend on Biafra goods, we help ourselves, we become sufficient. Instead of encouraging other nations' economy by dwindling our own. How we hinder kind of cook here, and when he are going to Biafra. We have lost him. So, these are the things we are talking about. All the state governors in Biafra land shall very soon be held accountable of the monies that came from federation account. You cannot be collecting billions and billions every year as security vote. If you are a governor and you are performing, why do you need security? Because you are a criminal. You are eating money that belongs to all of us. That is why you protect yourself with security men using guns and what have you. If you satisfy the yearnings of the people, you become a people's man. You endear yourself in our hearts and minds, and we are the ones to protect you. But when you become a criminal, and siphon our public resources, our royalty. You now think of protecting yourself because you are afraid of your crimes. There shall be a time when we shall begin to hold all these governors accountable. The money accruable to us, you must come to account for it, whether you like it or not. If you cannot account for it, your children are going to account for it. Because we have not set the example. That is why all these governors come and eat our money and go scot-free. You spend 4 years, you spend 8 years, you siphon our resources. You go to South Africa and build 5-star hotels, provide the employment opportunities for them, while our people are not having anything, even though the money belongs to them. Just like Oshomole, who went to Cape Verde and established airline, creating employment opportunities for people of Cape Verde because he married a woman from there. While Edo girls, Edo women, Edo ladies are here in Europe on the streets as first-class harlots. Yet their money is in Cape Verde, providing opportunities for those people. Why can't we picket all these governors and bring them to a book? Bring justice to them. Why must we fold our arms? I blame our students. In the days when we were in the university, these things would not happen. Today's students, we have friends of politicians. Today's students, we have occultists. Today's students, we have cannot even memorize ordinary a passage in history textbook. Today's students, we have, what are they? People who spend all their months and years in parties and clubs. When the girls continue to litter their street from place to place, looking for someone to take them out. How can they cram? How can they memorize? Just because the politicians are encouraging them. We shall begin to hold our politicians accountable. Where they disappear, we go after their families. Enough is enough. People are dying. People are crying. People are suffering in Biafra land, a land that flows with milk and honey. Why can't we do something to take care of our people? We are going to set up the third force, and we're going to deal with all this one after the other. Any governor, any politician that messes up, if we catch you, we're not going to kill you. We are going to force you to go to the farm to cultivate cassava. By so doing, if you are there, you are going to think for our people. We cannot be allowing criminals to hijack power in Biafra land when they have nothing to offer to our own people. Criminals are adored in Biafra land. We must not tolerate that. The Biafra we are going to build is that which is going to be beneficial to all. We are telling our governors, Alibo Development Foundation, those of them who are involved, they should begin now to think of dredging, revitalizing the Calabar Seaport, Port Harcourt Seaport, Warri Seaport, or Onitsha Inland Port. We want them to write to British Airways, Lufthansa, German City, KLM, Netherlands, Air France. They have to have their offices in Biafra land because the bulk of passengers every year are Biafrans. You enter British Airways from Heathrow Terminal to Abuja or Port Harcourt. You see Abuja, you see Mina in the navigator. You see Akure, you see Ondo, you see Makurdi, you see other cities in Nigeria. You see Accra in Ghana, you see Lome in Togo. You see Cotonou in Benin Republic. You see Yaoundé in Cameroon. You see Bamako in Mali. You see Niamey. You can never see Enugu. You can never see Onitsha. You can never see Calabar. You can never see Oka or Owerri. You can never see even Port Harcourt. Oh my here. No. But enter there. Check that particular aircraft. Out of 200 passengers, 170 are Biafrans. Inside the British Airways, which I used last time, I told you not so long ago, out of 200 passengers, 170 were Biafrans. Yet, we don't have their offices in Biafra land. Even their navigator could not point anywhere Biafran. Enugu was missing. Calabar was missing. Umuahia was missing. Awka was missing. Owerri too was missing. We were heading towards Biafra land. And the navigator was showing us Hausa areas, Bini areas, Yoruba areas, Yaoundé, Accra, all those areas. Our destination was Port Harcourt International Airport. How do we know where we were? It's a hatred we are talking about. Our people, our elders, our intelligentsia, our ohenese cannot make a case for us. Yes, our brother Mike, okay. Mike, okay, you said you are marketing honey. Honestly, get in touch with me. Apart from advertising it for you, we are going to create an enabling market for you here in Europe, where you are going to bring your original honey and earn special revenue. I guarantee you. We want to encourage our fellow Biafrans into productivity. Whatever you can do to feed yourself and feed Biafrans and even the entire world, tell us. We help you, we assist you by advertising it. And once we advertise, you have more customers. Once we advertise, you will be making more profit. This is what we are saying. Michael, okay, let us have a touch after this hour. If not this night, but tomorrow, we are going to discuss. Tell other Biafrans. Every member of the vobi crew is duty bound to advertise this, that from now onwards, it has become unpatriotic for us to abandon Biafran products and think of foreign ideologies. Now, we are going to tell our people, whatever you have for Biafrans, tell us, we are going to advertise it for you, free of charge. Let members of the crew take note of this. Michael, okay, I will reach you out at the end of the day. There is a way our mothers, our wives can preserve their vegetables back home in the villages. We have to encourage them into having more vegetables. We shall help them to preserve these vegetables, bring them to Europe and America, and they're going to earn revenue. Let us learn to encourage our people instead of depending on foreign food importation. We are not helping ourselves. Look at China. What does China import? Everything is locally made, and they eat their own food. They even export through South Africa using ShopRite. How can a Biafran forget the Biafran food and be talking of something from ShopRite? As soon as you finish eating, before you cross the gate, you become hungry once again. You can never drink Biafran palm wine. You cannot drink Biafran raffia wine. You cannot take Biafran alcohol just because it is made in Aba, Nnewi, or Nishan, or Oka, or Owerri. You want something from Brazil. You want something from Barcelona. You want something from Sicily. What are you telling me? These people prefer their own drinks, juice, whatever they have. Why then can't we be proud of what we have? Let it be the call of the river on. From wherever we are, let us think of Biafra. We can get Biafra without the international community giving us approval. Here in Germany, the state of Bavaria is in charge. They have everything. Other parts of Germany troop in here to say, please help me. If we replicate something in Biafra land, the entire Yoruba nation, the entire Arewa nation will be coming down to Biafra land to live, to rent our houses, to buy from our markets, and then our economy will grow. Why can't we do all this and get Lagos depopulated? Why can't we do this and get Abuja depopulated? Why can't we construct our superstructures in Biafra land and become landlords instead of remain perpetual tenants in Lagos, in Abuja, in Mina, in Kano, and what have you? What are you telling me? We have everything it takes to be a nation. Because we are over-dependent on foreign importation, we have not done something to help ourselves. Tomorrow you carry flag from Cologne to Munich, from Barcelona to Madrid, from Sicily to Bologna. You carry our flag shouting referendum from week to month, from month to year, shouting referendum, making noise. When their farms are lying fallow, making noise, talking about referendum. What rubbish! At times I begin to wonder of what milk were all these boys and girls in RBL fed. Who fed them? Did they ever taste their mother's breast that they behave like undomesticated animals? Every day you continue to hover around the seas of Europe, disturbing the peace of Europe, carrying their, of course, it's a beautiful flag, but why do you constitute nuisance with it? We have to respect the Biafran flag. It's not what you bring out during the rainy season. You don't try to fly Biafran flag when it is raining. You are denigrating the sanctity of that particular hallowed possession. Every time RBA continue to embarrass us, it is raining heavily, mighty heavy downpour, and they are holding Biafran flag outside, talking about a referendum. When nobody is listening to you, Biafran government has started, we have moved so far. Join us. Stop dragging us backwards. We have moved thousands of miles forward. We cannot continue to dwell in the long ago. What we are talking about is this: we must encourage ourselves. The governors must begin now to think of how to develop our seaports, improve our airports, for us to move from Europe, from America, from Asia, down to Biafra land, and the economy is ours to reap. From Japan, we can touch down at Enugu or Port Harcourt or Calabar, or even Asaba. From New York down to Biafra land, from Central Europe down to Biafra land. Why can't we do all these things? Why do our people, elders, intelligentsia, talk of nothing but politics? Why can't they gather themselves together and help our people? We may have to start giving them the gentleman's treatment. In India, it happened. A politician spent 4 years doing nothing but feeding his own personal family. The second time he came to canvass for votes, he was treated miserably. They almost nearly, let me say, by word of tautology, killed him. Or not until we begin to treat our Biafran politicians like this, nobody will think Biafra. We shall be dealing with all these politicians one after the other. If they escape, we will grab their families. Something must be done. We must develop Biafra land. Think of it. There are no motorable roads in Biafra land. And we have governors who steal our money. Let us come back home. We are going to mandate every local government chairman anywhere in Biafra land. Every village in Biafra land must have pipe-borne water. You receive votes from the state, from the federal government. You, a local government chairman, cannot receive this money and siphon it. This money must be used to have borehole in every village within your locality, within that local government council. There must be borehole to provide potable water for our teeming population. The ordinary woman cannot continue to fetch water from the stream every early morning, late afternoon, late evenings, reducing the number of years because of stress, which he or she would have lived on earth. When the local government chairman is using our money to buy land cruiser, we are going to compel all of them. Anytime you are there, you must tell us how many boreholes did you build in your own locality. If they fail to do so, we tell them from that particular office. We can do it. Power belongs to the people. Year in, year out, the average woman has no water to drink. Year in, year out, the average woman in Biafra land lives in darkness. Year in, year out, there is no pathway. Everywhere is flooded, potholes, everywhere, yet the money is there. And he asks us to keep quiet. We shall begin to give them gentleman's treatment. Not until we start that will they learn a lesson. We tell you, Biafra has come to be. And we are here to talk to our people and talk to them with us.
One day the number, two mama, yes, you are here, maka. One day the number, two mama, yes, you are here, maka. Oye na basapaka, oye na pamadunu wakifa managalo. Chuko na basanya komu meya sidi. Oye semeno wane kuta kunaya, ezo yuko. Kanje no kuzu, kanje moi mama, ezi moi amaka. Kanje no kuzu mechi yoka ome, tono never lisa.
This is information coming from Anambra North Zone. Anambra North Zone is saying that all their members should take note. They are holding zonal meeting tomorrow, being the 15th of October at Amechi Town Hall. At Amechi Town Hall, Anambra North Zone will be holding their meeting. That is the information.
Chibutunu never lisa, Ajikenuwa, Yezimwa never lisa. You should come the one of Okosu. One day the number one of Opele. Alusakusu, Metu Wama, Sheburu. Group chairman, group of companies, limited. Yes, if I'm a polo, Yananya. Yes, if I'm a polo, Yananya, you more way, you don't never listen. Oh, good man, I go, Namadi, he said, Kachibujono, not.
The duty of every local government is to provide borehole for villagers. How many villages in a community and how many communities in a local government? But these local governments have millions and millions of naira to expend privately, personally for their own families. With 1 million only, the local government can give a particular village potable water. Why can't we start that to make sure that every village feels the impact of governance in Biafra land? If you're a local government chairman, do you think you're working for Nigerian government? You are there for Biafrans. And whatever you do, Biafrans are taking note. We must force them. They must, we repeat, provide potable water for every village within their locality. I don't know if Echezana is online with us now, if the network has improved. Sonny is there. I remember, Slenus, all of you. I don't know if network has improved. You can talk to us. It's unfortunate. The only person we can hear his voice is Jude Chijoke because he is correcting us through Skype. We would encourage every member of the crew to have Skype facility. It is better for us, please, instead of this Facebook Messenger that tends to disappoint us at all times. And this is what we are saying. So please, every member should do everything possible to be on Skype, and then you will always hear us live instead of depending on Facebook Messenger. Because of the congestion, it is no longer feasible for us to work using Facebook. Please try and open Skype facility, and you shall be with us all the time. This is what we are saying. Yes, Echos, are you there with us? Hello, Echos now. There is another information coming. The information is that Enugu East Zone will be holding their meeting tomorrow, but the venue is not stated here. We would like to have the venue for us to inform others here using our network. Enugu East Zone will be having their meeting tomorrow as well. This is the information coming. HS, are you with us? Yeah, HS now. Talk to us. Hello, HS now, Udeze. Yeah, network is still very, very poor over there. That's what we can understand. I don't know if Valentine God is there. He's there, of course, we can't hear him. If message is done, but he's usually there. When we talk Biafra, listen to Biafran music, gospel music. When you listen to Biafran gospel music, you feel spiritually edified. Everything about Biafra is original. Everything about Biafra is the best. Let us play it more.
Ya mere ka Pita nwude asị na-ekweghị ya na ndị ọdụ ya ogbugbu bụ olileanya na-adịghịkwa. Nwa agbọghọ nwụrụ anwụ ka o jiri asụsụ ọnwụ na anọ wee kpọghachi n'ụwa, wee kụziere ndị ụwa na ajọ mmụọ na n'olu ya wee rube isi. Onye nsọ adịghị mfe, onye na-ekweghị ka nne onye otu ya Pita wee nwụọ ọnwụ mberede. Ya gwọrọ ndị ekpenta na ndị akpụkpọ arụ ha kpọnwụrụ akpọnwụ mgbe ndị dibịa nke ụwa sịrị na ike agwụla ha.
Of course, our brother Chibueze Stanley is saying, we need this freedom today. Please, what can we do to get our plan? From Chibueze Stanley. We need this our Biafra freedom today. He's asking, what shall we do? We are doing a lot, my brother Chibueze Stanley. We are doing a lot. If you want to know the steps we are taking to achieve Biafra, go to Biafra headquarters at Owerri. You shall be told. Right now, we are saying as soon as we capture Biafran economy, have economic base, other nations will be trooping down to Biafra land. What else is independence?
onye nọ n'ọnọdụ enweghị mmadụ iri afọ atọ na asatọ na ọ ghọrọ mmadụ wee mee osimiri ọrịa ya nwere onwe ya. Onye nsọ adịghị efe ya wetara ndụ nye otu mkpụrụ nwa nwaanyị di ya nwụrụ anwụ mụrụ, bụ onye ekwensu chọrọ iwere ka nwaanyị ahụ nọrọ n'ọnọdụ enweghị di maọbụ nwa, wee gosi ekwensu na ya adịghị efe. N'oge ọ kpọrọ oriri, erimeri ghọrọ atụrụ tawa, mmadụ tawa, elu rie, ala rie. Ndị ozi 12 wee buru ekete erimeri 12 bulara nwatakịrị jiri ụbọchị.
Haarbruch und Spliss standen meinen Langhand immer im Weg. Schluss.
Hello, Jude, are you there with us? Let me know those who are online and hear their voices, because it appears their network has a bit improved. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So we are talking. You heard what we are saying. Measures to improve the Biafran economic or commercial condition, making sure that even the local government chairmen, give every village in the local council potable water. It doesn't cost much, instead of eating the whole money. This is what we are saying. We want people to make their contributions. Because of poor connectivity today, many of our members are not talking. Even others who want to talk to us, we don't have to blame them. We blame the Nigerian telecommunication industry. That is what we are saying. You, Chijoke.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ikenna. Well, it is still all under the same topic, patronizing Biafra, and anything that involves that has to do with Biafra have to start locally. Because earlier when you were broadcasting, you were mentioning some people who were busy running around from street to street, from goalpost to goalpost, from a place to another, one city to another, shouting referendum, abusing, insulting people, all in the name of Biafra. I think we are going to do more sensitization in trying to encourage these same people that they should rather use their strength, to preach Biafra. They should use their strength to preach to Biafrans, encourage Biafrans to patronize Biafran-made products. Because if they can, use same strength that they've been exhausting, shouting from years to years, not knowing how Biafra will come, thinking that we are not already in Biafra, abusing people, using their strength to do some other things which doesn't really tell good about Biafra. I think we should encourage them more. I think in the nearest future, we are going to use our strength to coach them, to tell them, sensitize them to use their strength to preach to Biafrans, to patronize Biafran-made products. I could remember when their leader, the one that we have not seen for over a year now, in the name of Nnamdi Kanu, I could remember when he always, gathered a lot of moments of crowds of people, even today, day to day, month to month, standing on the road and still unable to impact, the sensible aspect into Biafrans at that particular moment. He just misused all such kind of opportunity. The same thing that we are saying right now, because if he had made use of it, he could have at least tell the people to patronize our main product. That I think it is all about Biafra. So it is all about Biafra. That is all I will always say. because you also emphasize on the area of transport. Like for example, most of these vehicles that we use in transportation, including the one we use as our private cars, the tricycle they use in transportation, local that they use in the villages. Most of these things are being imported from India, China, and other Asian countries. But this same thing is being now produced right there in Biafra land. Most especially Innocent Moto has the capacity to produce all this. So if we can go to him, and then a kind of they produce this thing, maybe you deposit and you use it, you find out that you won't be paying more. You won't be paying import duties and other things. Before you know it, we are going to encourage even the motorcycles that people use in various, transportation, known as Okada. I think we can also use this same opportunity. The same thing we are saying in the area of the local government. They can always, encourage the local farmers, the local people in all the villages, in ensuring that they open just a pipe-borne water, which is very, very essential in the human aspect. You see, I think we are going to touch this same topic, on every other of our broadcasts, because we really have to do justice to this same topic. This is what a lot of people have been waiting for us to roll out our plans, and the plans is just, gradually being rolled out now. The same person, there was a person that called in, that wrote in saying that concerning honey, that is into honey, and which you encourage him. I think we would like to see more of that, because there is a lot of produce which are being wasted in Biafra land. But I believe with this our little effort, it is just all about time. We are going to do justice to it. We are going to ensure that Biafrans, we make Biafrans proud. I think that is the best way to put it. But it's just a question of time. There are a lot of things, like you also mentioned the housing, because if we can build houses and then at affordable rates, I think we are going to encourage our same people to come back home, not to go to the villages where there is no development. They can come to the cities where they can easily get houses at affordable prices. And before you know it, we bring most of our people back. We bring our scientists, our engineers, what have you, our teachers, our experts that have left Biafra land for decades. We can as well encourage them by the time we started showing interest in patronizing our own made products. I think they are going to say yes. Since we are coming back to ourselves, they are going to bring down their investments down to Biafra land, because they know that it is, number one, it is secured. Once it is in their own land, it is secured. Secondly, they are going to grow the economy. And then finally, we are going to enjoy the Biafra that we have always preached and we have always prayed and wished that one day we are going to have. I think, let me cut it here. Biafra is all about Biafra. It is all about Biafra. As time goes on, we are going to emphasize more on this particular topic, because there's a lot of products, there's a lot of areas which have not actually been touched in this particular product, in this particular topic. So thank you very much, Ekena, once again.
Thank you so much, Jude. Fellow competitors, of course, you quite understand we broadcast to you from our station here in Germany, and the emphasis today is on patronizing Biafran-made products instead of depending on foreign importation that destroys our economy. So we are encouraging every Biafran. It is the height of unpatriotism if you neglect made in Aba, Onitsha, Nnewi, Awka, Owerri, Umuahia. and then begin to lay emphasis on foreign importation, you are not helping matters at all, and we are asking all Biafrans, those who do that are not patriotic to Biafra, those who do that are not encouraging us, and we say no to that. So, fellow competitors, of course, we have been with you almost 2 hours. We have to round play a little bit of Biafra song. Today is Sunday before we call it a day.
Where command there say, attention, peace, be still.
You can't be talking about Biafran independence when you buy shoes from Italy, from France, from Brazil or Belgium. You can't be talking about Biafran independence when you can't buy your clothes from Aba or your wares from Aba rather. You can't be talking about Biafran independence when even the food you eat, you go to a ShopRite that belongs to South Africa, instead of patronizing local yield. How can it be talking of Biafran independence when anything you make use of, you purchase it or you import it from abroad? If you are dependent economically, you can never be independent politically. We want a situation where Biafra shall have economic independence. And everything we produce, we make use of. Everything we make use of, we produce. This is what we are saying. Time has come, time has gone. We shall not continue to depend on importation to feed our teeming population. We thank you so much for being with us this evening. It's virtually 2 hours we commenced this broadcast, and we must call it a day. We thank those who have been contributory to our discussions. We thank those who merely listened but appreciated us. We equally thank those who were visitors to this particular evening. We thank every member of the crew, to Jude in particular, who found it worthwhile making sure he joined us right away from Lagos, to others who could not reach us due to Nigeria's rickety communication problems. We thank all of you 1,000 times. Today being Sunday, we continue to pray and wish you God's blessing, saying, for the rest of the night, let Biafran gospel song supervade. Thank you so much for being with us, and may God bless you.
Ya jigodo eji akpọ eluigwe akpọ mmụọ. Ya ji ikike eji akpọ osimiri okwu mgbe oge ya ruru. Onye ebube, onye ndụmọdụ, Chineke nke bụ dike, nna nke bụ nna mgbe niile ebighị ebi, onye isi udo. Jizọs Kraịst bụ aha ya. Ọ bụ ya bụ onye nsọ. Tinye onwe gị n'oge aka ya taa. Ka o duru gị ruo nzọpụta. Ị ga-ejikwa ya wee nyawa isi. Maka na onye ahụ adịghị mfe. Amen.
Let